Good evening, St. Louis University. I'm SLU News 22 meteorologist Zach Wilson. I'm meteorologist Zach Wilson for SLU News 22, and we're taking a look at your evening forecast. Well, we've had quite a bit of wintry weather working its way portions of the upper Midwest, the East Coast. We haven't seen anything wintry really here in the middle of the country, but we certainly could see some changes coming down the pipeline. The east. Here's that ridge, and here's the jet stream, which is basically the strongest winds, and that is going to be funneling all kinds of tropical air into the Midwest. The temperature outlook as we work into the rest of the month. Yes, wet weather in and around the St. Louis metro today. The severe threat did stay to the south. We will be colder as we end the work week, and then we're going to expect to warm up as we go into Sunday. Severe weather outlook, really the extreme southern portions of the viewing area near Cape Girardeau here, southeastern Missouri, is the main area of concern for that severe weather. High pressure will kick out of here, and then we got some changes coming. This is the surface map by the time we get to 6 o'clock in the evening on Sunday. You see the freeze line will be up here to the north of St. Louis. By the time 6 o'clock in the evening on Monday rolls around, we got a much different story here in the middle of the country. Here's the freeze line now, well to the south of the city of St. Louis here, draped across southern Missouri and south central Illinois. Anything north of that line would be in the form of frozen precipitation. Quite a bit of severe weather, some rain to deal with down here to the south. Top of that cold air, the heavy air at the surface combined with this low pressure system moving off to the south and east, and this warm air riding up and over the top of that creates instability. It creates that lift, it creates that moisture, and that's exactly why we've been seeing the training snowfall, be it light, over the region. Belleville down to the south, a little warmer. 92 right now in Festus and 84 in Sparta. So across the area, up down with plenty of heat and humidity, and that is due in large part to the upper level pattern. Big time ridge built in across the middle of the country, going all the way up towards Canada, so upper Midwest even feeling the effects of this. And tucked to the east and to the west of this huge ridge, we have low pressure across the southwest, and we have low up there across the northeast. And that is what we call an omega block pattern, because it does look a little bit, if you look at the pattern a little bit, it looks like the Greek symbol omega. That's why we call it the omega block. That's what we're dealing with now. Changes are coming. We're actually going to be dropping when it comes to precipitation. Here's the forecasted map for the end of the month. Below normal for much of the country. So what does that mean? It means huge, huge change of pace from where we were. The west is going to work its way to the east, and as it does so, lots of high pressure, like I said, lots of dry time, and temperatures on the way up. And you're going to see that here on the 5-day forecast. Thursday, clouds will be on the increase. It was a fantastic day today. Lots of sunshine, lots of warm air. It does not feel like hockey season, but the playoffs are upon us. Blues taking on the Hawks tonight at 8:30 for Game 1. Overnight tonight, because of that front, we'll drop down to about 44 degrees. It will be clear. Winds will be out of the north-northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. So they're going to pick up a little bit overnight tonight. Then as we head into Thursday, another great day to be outside as you're wrapping up these finals here for the last couple of days of the week. By about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, we'll see a high of about 71 degrees. It will be clear. Winds will be out of the northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour, some gusts to 20. So Mary Poppins might be stopping in for a visit. We take a look at the 5-day forecast into hurricane season as we talk about meteorology. And so fall season is definitely a time where the tropics get a little more active. We have Hermine working its way onshore in Florida as we go through the end of the week, and that's going to be bringing lots of rainfall. You can see those are the story headlines. This is what we're dealing with in the middle levels of our atmosphere. One of the driving forces that's going on right now, this weather pattern that we're seeing, we have a cutoff low here in the Ohio Valley, upper Ohio Valley, Great Lakes portion of the United States. There's a lot of cold air that's locked into this low. It's not really forecast. We had record-breaking heat today in the city of St. Louis. 85 degrees for an afternoon high at Lambert International. It shatters a 26-year-old record. 1990, we got to 80 degrees here on November 2nd. So something incredible today. We had some storms to deal with tonight, though, and that's going to be before we have the beautiful weather this weekend. We'll get to that in a bit. Here is that line of showers and thunderstorms that are starting to work their way into the metro. Now, these storms, the main threat with these is going to be the heavy rainfall and the frequent lightning. Now, I can't rule out some pea-sized hail. Lots of dry time here in California, but Pacific Northwest, again, more rain coming into Seattle, Oregon, Portland, Oregon, and a lot of mountain snows. We have the opportunity to going forward here over the next 14 days. If you look at the probability maps for precipitation here, and you can see above average for a lot of the country, including here in St. Louis and the Ohio Valley. You combine that with the possibility of seeing below average temperatures, and that's a recipe to potentially see at least some wintry weather in the middle of the country over the next 14 days. We are getting into December, so the opportunity is going to be there. St. Charles County getting inundated by thunderstorm activity right now. It's not severe. The severe threat, as I mentioned, is off to the south. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning here to the southeast of Farmington. The storm is moving to the east at 20 miles per hour, and that warning is until 8 o'clock. Currently here in and around St. Louis, we're at 63 degrees. Thunderstorms, of course, in the area. Low clouds, and it is mild out there. 87% humidity, and the dew point, 59 degrees. We're pretty close there to the air temperature. I do think that's going to cause some fog as we go to the overnight hours and early morning hours here on Thursday. See those changes coming, though. Already, even in the 5-day, we're good Thursday, Friday. Blues in town tomorrow for the Lightning game. Not going to have a problem. You're heading down to Scottrade. Lots of clouds on Saturday. Blues playing the Jets. If you go into that game, we're going to go ahead and take a look at your timeline, and I bet you that your attention is right here in the middle of the graphic. 50s by Friday. We're warming up into the 60s over the weekend. It is going to be beautiful. Dry time coming your way all weekend long. It's going to be absolutely phenomenal. Slow pressure behind me here, Pacific Northwest. That's an onshore flow. That low pressure is going to come on, bring a lot of snow to the ski resorts in the Cascades and Sierra Nevada. Some big time changes coming your direction over the next 24 hours. This is the severe weather threat through about 6 o'clock in the morning on Thursday. Marginal risk in eastern Missouri and Illinois. Higher risk as you work your way to the west. And we'll have this low pressure system that'll start to work its way towards a little bit closer to St. Louis. As it does so, it's going to pick up a lot of energy out of the Gulf of Mexico. It's going to draw that up into our region, and so I think the showers and thunderstorms really going to start to pop. We'll have a chance for some of those storms to be severe. This is your timeline from now through about midnight tonight. It'll be warm. Not a lot of storms to talk about. Will be windy. Those winds will start to pick up, especially as we work into the morning. Those storms start to move into the picture, and then we'll have that chance for some severe weather. That front moves through by Thursday. It's locked right now. That's going to start to move its way to the east. As it does so, it's going to kick this trough off to our east and into the mid-Atlantic. It's going to take the rain with it. It's going to take all the active weather with it. And because of that, it's going to open that door for lots of sinking air, lots of high pressure, and warmer temperatures. Take a look at this 5-day. Good evening, St. Louis. We apologize for interrupting your programming, but we have some dangerous weather that is working through parts of the area. We have some supercell thunderstorms that are rotating through east central Illinois. This is in Effingham County in Illinois. This is a tornado warning that is out for that county, and that cell is moving off to the east at 35 miles per hour. You need to take shelter immediately. There is rotation with that storm by Doppler radar indication. We had a viewer send us a picture. This is from Montgomery County, so that's that cell that was in the northwest corner of the map that you just saw. This is looking south, and you can definitely see the wall cloud here as well as the funnel here. We're not sure if this is a tornado because we cannot confirm if there is a debris cloud on the ground, because in order for that to be an official tornado, that would have to be the case. Flash flooding, of course, that's a lot of rainfall in a short amount of time. And that's exactly what we're expecting as we go forward over the next 48 hours. There would be a lot of opportunities to see exactly that. And even by the time we get to Saturday, those zones expanding a little bit, staying around, at least especially for the early part of the day on Saturday, but then they're going to be shifting to the east along with the cold front. A lot of the same pattern as we head into this weekend, so it's just going to be just as nice for Mardi Gras, for the Super Bowl. I'm telling you what, not much to complain about. If you're a snow lover like me, though, you are complaining about the fact that we haven't really had a lot of moisture as far as winter is concerned to talk about. Maybe that'll be changing as we head into next week. Here's Friday at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. There's this low pressure that'll be sitting up to the north. That won't be a factor for us. That'll be moving off to the north and east and out of the picture. A big-time low pressure center that's going to be working its way across the west, Midwest, and Great Lakes portion of the United States. And that is the system that is going to influence our weather as we go forward. That ridge starting to move its way to the east, to the eastern seaboard. Influence of the warm, mild air out ahead of this cold front. And so what we're going to see, that front coming through, opportunity for rain and thunderstorms here in St. Louis. The outflow basically is just rain-cooled air that's running away from those thunderstorms. So you have a downdraft, just like you have an updraft in a thunderstorm. That downdraft has to go somewhere. When it gets to the ground, it spreads out. And so that's that rain-cooled air that's going to be kind of working its way through over a foot of rain, potentially 15, 16 inches of rainfall. So that's quite a bit of rain. And so that's going to be a dangerous situation for the coast here in the southeast. We're not dealing with tropical storms here in the middle of the country, but what we are dealing with is quite a bit of moisture that's going to start to work its way in, especially as we go through the next 48 hours. You can see those winds out of the south at 10 to 15 miles per hour. I talked about the winds and being a factor, and they're definitely going to tomorrow. Those gusts to 25 miles per hour. Let's hop on the roller coaster. Here's the 5-day forecast. 82 for tomorrow, as I mentioned, 70. Here comes that front. We got the rain and thunderstorms coming our direction, and we're going to take a nosedive as we go into the weekend. 46, 50 degrees for afternoon highs, but look at those overnight lows Saturday, Sunday, 25 and 26. We're talking about freezing conditions. Winds will be out of the north-northeast, 10 to 12 miles per hour. We'll be dealing with that early morning fog, and then here is the 5-day forecast. Clouds hanging tough. I'm meteorologist Zach Wilson. Meteorologist Zach Wilson for SLU News 22. Hope you have a great evening.